Hi everyone, we are starting chapter 4. We're going to be working with section 4.1 and we're going to be working with example 1. So just a few things here about our key ideas. We're going to be writing percents as fractions. So it says a percent is the value of a part to whole ratio. That is probably one of the most important things that you're going to see is that a percent is a part to whole ratio. And it means pretty much out of 100. So if you ever hear anyone asking what does percent mean, it means out of 100. And that's your whole. So your whole is always 100. So you can write a percent as a fraction with the denominator of 100. And the symbol percent is used to denote a percent. So they're giving you an example, and I'll redo it. 60% is the same as saying 60 out of 100, which means 60 out of 100, which is your fraction. And they did show you that this fraction line does represent per. This is your part. And this is your whole. And remember they said your denominator is out of 100, and there's your denominator of 100. All right. The one thing that they didn't show you here that they are going to ask you to do is to simplify. So that is something that we're going to be working on in our examples. So just know that they're just trying to show you what 60% looks like when you're making it as a fraction. So let's go to writing percents as fractions. And they're asking you to write 35% as a fraction in simplest form. In simplest form, that is the big key word. So here is a hundreds chart. And you'll notice that it is 10 by 10. So 10 times 10 obviously is 100. So we have a 100s chart. I'm going to see if my highlighter works when we do this. So it's asking to write 35% as a fraction, which is really saying out of 100, and that's why you have a hundreds chart, you're shading in, if it's going to let me, I guess it's not. I was hoping it was going to. Okay, you're going to shade in 35 out of 100. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so when you're writing it, you are writing 35 out of 100, 35 over 100. They did ask you to write it in simplest form. So remember, you want to, when you're simplifying it, what number goes into both of them evenly, and it is 5. So you're going to divide by 5 to both. So 35 divided by 5 is 7, and 100 divided by 5 is 20. So your answer is 7/20. And that's 35% as a fraction in simplest form. So now it says, for example, 1 problem B, write 100% as a fraction in simplest form. Again, so they're not trying to trick you, but this is a hundreds chart. So if this is a hundreds chart and you're writing 100%, you are shading in all of these. All right, I'm just going to do it very quickly, and please, when you're doing it, just make sure you're nice and neat. I wish I had my highlighter that it would let it work, but it's not. All right, so here is my highlighting. Every single one is shaded in. So it's 100, which is what you said here, out of 100. So when you're simplifying this, this should come to 1. So 100% as a fraction is actually 1. And I believe we have one more. So writing percents as fractions as percents, you now have 174%. And they're asking you and they're reminding you that it's going to be now a mixed number. It's not going to be a fraction in simplest form. It's actually going to be a mixed number. So I just want to make sure everyone is aware that you can have percents that are over 100%. So this is 174%. So whatever number you see in the percent sign is actually your numerator. And then remember what they say, a percent is out of 100. So you're going to write 100 as your denominator. Okay. We are now going to have to simplify. Before I simplify, I'm actually going to take that 1 away from 174 and make it a whole number, because 100 goes into 174 one time. I'm going to actually make my improper a mixed number. So it's going to be 1 and 74 over 100. And then I know my divisibility rules. I know it ends in a 4 and a 0, which are even numbers, which is divisible by 2. So I'm going to divide by 2, and I'm going to get 37 fiftieths, and then just don't forget the 1. And then that is my mixed number in simplest form. Okay. And that's it for example 1.